A massive storm has been kicked up by former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad. While speaking about the historical context of religions in India, Azad can be heard saying that everyone was quote-unquote born as Hindu in this country. And later they converted to Islam. Now, he in fact calls Kashmir a classic example for this. Understandably, his comments have been met with swift opposition by regional parties who have dismissed his comments as petty. But first, listen in to what Ghulam Nabi Azad has said.
हमारे हिंदुस्तान में इस्लाम सिर्फ और वैसे ही पूरा इस्लाम तो आया ही है 1500 साल पहले। हिंदू धर्म बहुत पुराना है, तो बाहर से आए होंगे 10-20, वो जब मुगलों के वक्त में उनकी फौज में थे। बाकी तो सब हिंदू से ही कन्वर्ट हुए हैं मुसलमान हिंदुस्तान में। और उसकी मिसाल हमारी कश्मीर में, कश्मीर में कौन था 600 साल पहले मुसलमान? सब कश्मीरी पंडित थे, सब वही इस्लाम कर गए।
Now, the opposition has lashed out at Azad and said that his comments are powered by his desire to please a certain section. Listen in.
वो किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कहा ना, अब मैं उसमें कह नहीं सकता, ये तो आपको आज़ाद साहब से कहना होगा। आज़ाद साहब ने किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कहा, क्यों कहा, किसको खुश करने के लिए कहा।
मुझे नहीं मालूम कि आज़ाद साहब कितना पीछे चले गए और उनको क्या नॉलेज है, अपने जो उनके पूर्वज रहे हैं उनके बारे में क्या जानते हैं। मगर मैं उनको ज़रूर सलाह दूंगी कि अगर वो पीछे जाना चाहते हैं तो पीछे चले जाएं, हो सकता है कोई बंदर वंदर उनको पूर्वजों में मिल जाए।
देखिए, गुलाम नबी आज़ाद साहब जो हैं, जब से राज्यसभा से फारिग हुए हैं और कांग्रेस से बाहर आए हैं, उसके बाद वो बीजेपी के एजेंडा को चला रहे हैं। क्योंकि आज़ाद साहब अब वही बात कर रहे हैं जो बीजेपी वाले कर रहे हैं, और आज़ाद साहब वो सारी फैसिलिटीज़ एंजॉय कर रहे हैं जो उनको मिल रही हैं। नागपुर का स्क्रिप्ट है, वो बीजेपी वाले भी चल रहे हैं, आज़ाद साहब भी चला रहे हैं।
However, the BJP has in fact not only backed the remarks made by Ghulam Nabi Azad, but has also asserted that it is the ultimate truth.
किश्तवाड़ के टूर पर पीएडीपी के नेता गुलाम नबी आजाद साहब ने जिस प्रकार से बात की है कि 600 साल पहले कोई भी यहां पर हिंदुस्तान में मुस्लिम नहीं था। हमलावर आए, लूटने के लिए धर्म परिवर्तन करवाया, और जिन्होंने स्वीकार नहीं किया उनको चरखड़ियों पर चढ़ाया गया, रुई लपेट कर जला दिया गया, गले काट दिए गए। ये सच है। और गुरु तेग बहादुर जी की शहादत इसी बिना पर हुई थी।
मैं मानता हूं कि वो सच के करीब बयान है, क्योंकि ऋषि कश्यप की तपोभूमि है वो, और ऋषि कश्यप की तपोभूमि है तो ये सही है कि कांग्रेस में जब तक आदमी रहता है तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति करना मजबूरी होती है। वो सच बात कह नहीं पाता, बाहर आए तो कहना पड़ा।
आज भी देखिए बहुत सी ऐसी अभी परंपराएं हैं जो चल रही है, जो शिविज्म के साथ जुड़ी हुई है। चाहे कश्मीर की देखिए, कश्मीर में बात देखिए, जो आज भी शिविज्म की बात चलती है, और उससे सीधा सा मतलब है कि जो यहाँ के लोग हैं वो शिव जी को मानते थे और शिव जी के ही पैरोकार थे। बहुत सी ऐसे जो अभी भी परंपराएं चल रही थी। गुलाम नबी आज़ाद साहब की जो स्टेटमेंट है, हम इसका वेलकम करते हैं, खुशामदीद करते हैं।
Let's take this across to Analyst, a BJP spokesperson joining us. With us also Sushil Pandit, activist. Sujata Bashir is a state spokesperson of the DPAP. Also with us on the broadcast is Atiq Ur Rehman, political analyst. Sarfaraz Wani, lawyer from Srinagar, is also with us. Let me start with you first, Analyst. The allegation coming in is that Ghulam Nabi Azad BJP की तरह बातें कर रही हैं क्योंकि उनको सारी facilities अभी मिल रही है जो वो enjoy कर रहे हैं. This is the statement coming in from the NC spokesperson. You would have just heard it. Your response to that?
My ram to all, and I'm not surprised. All those who are deep into appeasement politics and all those who want to spread their particular religion in this nation under Ghazwa-e-Hind agenda, they will give such responses. But the reality is, Muslims in Indian subcontinent were Hindus earlier. If we talk about our country, Bharat, when Islam arrived here, and especially if we talk about the Kashmir Valley, it came around, I think so, in 13th and the 14th century. We know it very well. History is there. Written history is there. And knowing that fact, still the opposition leader says, नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, उनको facilities मिल रही हैं, और महबूबा मुफ्ती शी से अरे फिर तो बंदर भी जो हैं वो एंसेस्टर्स, हाँ आपकी शक्ल बंदरिया जैसी है इसलिए आपको बंदर याद आ रहे हैं.
Let's not make personal comments. Let's not make personal comments. I mean,
let us not make it personal comment, but the thing is why these people want to deny the reality of this nation. The reality of this nation was and is that this was the land of Hindus. But definitely, like we were always taught, Sab Dharm Sabha. So everybody came and they made this country as their homeland, and homeland in return, you know, they got the people converted to their religion.
Okay. Let me get that response from Sujata Bashir, state spokesman of DPAP. Sujata Bashir, your response to this kind of comment coming in from Mehbooba Mufti, because clearly the language used by Mehbooba Mufti is also, many would say, objectionable, saying कि आप बहुत पीछे जाएंगे तो आपको बंदर मिलेंगे.
She can say anything. She can say anything. But if we go to the history, like it was a land of Shiv, and it was a land of Hindus, Brahmins. So there was very less community of Muslims. So if they got converted, and then he said the fact, Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad said the fact, what was in the Kashmir? Who was here? Who was ruling that time? If Mehbooba Mufti is saying right this time now, why she forget her time? If she says the same thing, then it's nobody's having the objection, especially her party or other parties don't have an objection. But if we say, as a Ghulam Nabi Azad is saying that ये एक convert हो गए हैं, जो यहाँ के Muslims हैं, they are converted Muslims. ये पंडितों की city थी, एक शहर जो था पंडितों का था. तो just go what he said.
Allegation ये भी है कि वो बीजेपी की लाइन टो कर रहे हैं. ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं? Is the question that many have asked, including the
why don't she say about when she was there? Why she forget her time? तो वो तो खुद ही बीजेपी को यहाँ लाई है, and आज उसको बीजेपी याद आ रहा है क्योंकि she is not in a power. She is saying ये जी बीजेपी की language बोल रहे हैं.
Okay. Sarfaraz Wani, what about Mehbooba Mufti's own track record? Asks Sujata Bashir. She says that she herself had tied up with the BJP. Now why are questions being risen about why Mr. Azad is speaking the language of the BJP?
See, I see the statement of Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad in terms of, in the context of new political adventures which Mr. Azad is exploring. Mr. Azad is the same person who, when the bill of Article 370 was brought in Parliament, he was the main opposition to the bill. And he is the same person who some days back gave a statement that those who are opposing Article 370 do not know the ground reality. So
yes.
I think for the sake of energy commandos, for the sake of perks, a person can go to the extent. But I agree to one part of Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad's one part that Kashmiri Muslims are convertees. He is true. He is true to that extent. Madam, let me complete. I did not interrupt you. Let me complete. To one extent, he is right that Kashmiri Muslims are convertees. But to the extent that Islam is not the oldest religion, Hinduism is the oldest. He is wrong. Islam dates back not to the time of Prophet Muhammad. It dates back to the times of Prophet Adam. It dates back. The practices of Islam are of Prophet Ibrahim,
from how many
who was
years it is in
7,000 years back.
From how many years it is in
Islam is not the old religion. Hinduism is the oldest religion.
Islam को कितने साल हो गए?
Correct.
1400
But
साल
he
हो
is
गए.
correct to the extent that Kashmiri Muslims are convertees.
मैंने कहा आप ये क्लियर करिए पहली बात.
Madam, understand one point. I said I agree with one thing. I agree with one thing of Mr. Azad that Kashmiri Muslims are convertees. He is right.
Right.
But saying that the Islam is not the oldest religion is wrong. Islam dates back. The practices of Islam date back 7,000 years back. You please read it. You please you celebrate Eid al-Zuha, madam. What is the practice of Eid al-Zuha? It is a practice of Prophet Ibrahim, who was 7,000-8,000 years back. So saying this is not logical.
Islam नहीं था. Mr. Sarfraz, I think you
I
are wrong.
agree. I said to one extent I agree. To one extent I agree that Kashmiri Muslims are convertees. Nobody will deny this. Nobody will deny a fact. This is a fact that Kashmiri Muslims are convertees.
You have not listened to him.
He can say anything. For energy commandos, he can say anything.
Then just put the allegation.
For perks and energy commandos, he is the person who said Article 370 is being abrogated illegally, and then he says that those who don't know the ground reality. What nonsense. for the sake of perks, you are speaking.
No, Mr. Sarfaraz Wani, let me just come in. Let me just come in. I mean, I was not coming in because Sujata Bashir was trying to counter your point, but we all know, and it's a recorded fact that the Prophet lived in the 6th century. How can you come out with a statement that which religion is older and which is newer? And is that even material to this? Because he is specifically talking about origin of all those in India.
I agree to
So then he is correct.
I will counter to this.
So he is correct. So he is correct.
I agree to one
he is
point.
correct.
That Kashmiri Muslims are convertees is right.
They were all
But
originally
saying
Hindus.
that Islam is not 14 years only 14 years is wrong.
It's only 14 centuries old is wrong. Let me not get
Islam
into the
dates
merits
back
of this
to the
debate, but
times of
Sushil
Prophet
Pandit, I
Adam.
think, is far more
Islam
qualified
has
to come in.
embraced all other
Sushil
religions.
Pandit, it is wrong to say that Islam is only 14 centuries old. It is wrong to say that. That is the statement of Mr. Sarfaraz Wani. Now please, one second. Madam, let others come in. Others also need to speak. I can understand you have to defend your party's leader, but please allow others to come in also. Sushil Pandit.
What nonsense.
Pakistan these days says that the first Pakistani was Muhammad bin Qasim, who invaded India in 711. This is how you distort history. While Pakistan was born in 1947, the first Pakistani came to India in 711. Now, this is how you distort history. Whoever says that Islam is the oldest religion and Ibrahim was part of Islam, please show me the word Islam before 6th century in any text. Did Hazrat Ibrahim declare kalma? Only those are Muslims who take a shahada of kalma. And kalma says,
same party who renamed
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. When you make somebody Musliman, you have to declare Shahada as Kalma.
One second, Sarfaraz Wani, you've raised a very contentious point. Now have the courage to listen to the response. Let him respond to you. Yes.
So, whether it is Hazrat Adam, Hazrat Ibrahim, Hazrat Dawood, Hazrat Ismail, all these Nabis did not utter Kalma, did not utter the word Allah, did not swear allegiance to Allah, and did not declare Prophet Muhammad to be his last prophet. And unless you do this Shahada, you are not a Muslim. This is basic. Even a non-Muslim like me knows this. And those who have these grandeurs of delusion because you don't have history, because your tradition is recent, you try and appropriate others. This is nothing but appropriation of Jewish tradition, of Christian tradition, of everybody else's tradition in order to show your antiquity.
Okay.
This is the fraud people commit. This is the distortion people commit by appropriating everybody else's tradition in order to assert your antiquity.
Okay.
The word Islam did not exist.
Let me ask someone. Let me ask another panelist. One second, Sarfaraz Wani, just one second. Let Atiq Ur Rehman come in because he has not yet spoken. Sarfaraz Wani, please, 1 second, calm down. And let me ask, for leave alone, you are trying to, of course, run down Mr. Sushil Pandit. You have every right to your own opinion. Let's ask Atiq Ur Rehman. Where does he stand on this? Atiq Ur Rehman, is there any truth in Sarfaraz Wani's claim that Islam outdates or predates several other religions or is the oldest religion? If I understand correctly, that was the claim he was attempting to make. Atiq Ur Rehman.
Well, Madhav, I do not understand why we are going into these, versions. I may quote the Quran and several of the phrases and the verses in the Quran, wherein it shall be established, as Sushilji pointed out, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah says that he is your father and he gave you the word and the name the Muslims. But I do not understand, Madhav, why we are debating on such issues. Even if, say, for example, Islam is yesterday it was born, and I accept Islam, which my constitution allows me to do this under the right of conscience and preach and profess. If Ghulam Nabi Azad Sahab is, addressing a historical conference, I can understand. But being a politician, if he and the RSS chief raises such issues, the DNA of all Indians are Hindus, it is immaterial, because this was the main reason that policemen, the railway police, he went there, TV पे बोला कि तुम लोग सब हिंदू हो तो तुम अपने आप को मुसलमान ठाए. Does Ghulam Nabi Azad sahab want this to happen in India? Why are we invoking people in the name of religion? My constitution gives me the right to preach and profess. It's my right to conscience, Madhav. Who is Anila Singh ji to tell me कि मेरे पूर्वज कौन थे? अरे आज मैं क्या हूँ?
Don't question.
क्या ये मायने में लगता है आपको?
Don't question like this. Listen his words, what he said.
Okay, respond to that. Sujata Bashir, respond to that. Why is he raising these questions? Why is he raising these questions? Is he trying to create divide in society? Is a question coming from Atiq Ur Rehman. Respond to that. Sujata Bashir.
Yes, he said Islam is in Kashmir, it's from last 600 years. Nobody can deny that. And if he said the full history, why it has been, bring it to the Kashmir and go to that. And what was the reason to bring Islam in Kashmir? He said all the things. Don't poke his nose. Don't poke the nose when I'm saying. Listen properly and listen what he said. I said, listen what he said. He said Islam was not born in Kashmir.
He is not a scholar.
They were city of Brahmins.
His intentions are wild. His intentions are just to, playing to the galleries of
He's not answerable to you. He is not answerable to you that he has to ask the question from you and answer you.
He claims to be
Read the history of Kashmir.
I have every right to question him. Why is he invoking the people in the name of religion?
He is not answering.
Wow. Your screaming cannot work out. It is the history of Kashmir when the Islam has bring here. If he said the history of Kashmir, why you have a problem? He said the details. He said when Kashmir has been, when Islam was brought to Kashmir.
By the articles of the Constitution, that counts. My religion does not count.
No, one second, Atiq Ur Rehman. My question to you is slightly different. Atiq Ur Rehman, is the problem with those who are reacting, calling Ghulam Nabi Azad and his ancestors monkeys, those who are alleging some kind of political motive behind it, or is Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad referring to facts? Is he factually wrong? Is there anything factually wrong in what he is saying? One second, madam. 1 second, please. Let him respond to this. Let him respond to this. Sujata Bashir, I'm going to lower your fader now. Yes, Atiq Ur Rehman.
I could have understood Ghulam Nabi Azad if he must be speaking in a historical conference. He is a political figure. What is his intention to do this? Because this has been said by the RSS chief too, that the DNA of all Indians are Hindus. What is that matters?
Okay.
What matters, Madhav?
He's echoing the RSS chief, and that's what's problematic. Sushil Pandit. Okay, you have not given me a factual counter to what he said. You are only situating it in a political context. But nevertheless, I'm allowing that argument. I want Sushil Pandit to respond to that. Sushil Pandit, the problem Atiq Ur Rehman has is that Ghulam Nabi Azad is echoing what the RSS chief has, and therefore is echoing a political point of view is his charge. Your response to this?
No, I think it is a case of 7 blind men trying to figure out an elephant by holding just one of the limbs. This is speculation. Ghulam Nabi Azad hasn't said this for the first time. He has said this before also. And whatever the motivations are, they may be questionable. He is a politician. But saying just half the truth is not enough. He must also say under what conditions the Hindus of Kashmir were forced to give up their faith, or to die, or to flee. How their temples have been destroyed. How an entire civilization has been brought to its knees. Today, it is not even identifiable from its roots. How the names have been changed of the places. How the entire culture was decimated in Kashmir. Just to say that the original people in Kashmir were Hindus. Please tell us why the valley.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there, gentlemen and ladies. Completely out of time. I have to interrupt over here. Analyst Singh, Sushil Pandit, Sujata Bashir, Atiq Ur Rehman, Sarfaraz Wani. Certainly an extremely controversial statement that has come in. Of course, very sharp reactions coming in as well. But have we heard the last word yet on this controversy? That's what we'll be watching out for. Thanks so much for joining us on this debate.